Okay, I received a request to go into detail about the teardown of this laser assembly, specifically removing this and replacing this KES-400A lens. That's pretty easy once you've got the assembly out of the machine. First, you'll want to take off this little metal hold down holding the left rail, one Phillips number 0 screw. Remove the hold down. Keep track of which side this is on because it's specific to the sides. The left side doesn't fit on the right and vice versa. Then you just basically take off the hold down on the other side, on the right side. Another Phillips number 0 screw. Take its and then from there you can just easily pull the rails out. That's the rail for the left side. If you have trouble getting the rails back on reassembly, you can just loosen these two hold downs here for the rail that you're having trouble with. But just take this out like this. There's a laser unit. There are the rails. And after messing with this, you probably will have to re-lubricate the rails. And then you got this piece with the stepper motor on it. And the spindle motor. One thing to note, you don't have to worry about misaligning this thing when you do this, because I don't know if you can see it on here, but there are screws that come up from the bottom of the assembly that actually line the rails up. They're glued in place with Loctite at the factory, so as long as you don't mess with these, you're okay. These rails will just line up when you put the new lens in. And since it's so simple, I'll go ahead and go in reverse here and put this thing back together. Just slide a rail. They're the same length, by the way, so you don't have to worry about which rail is which. Just slide a rail on here. And then put it back in. Bring the rail underneath the hold down that you didn't unscrew. And do the same thing with the left hand rail. Dang it. Just lift up on that hold down or gently push the rail underneath it. You want to make sure that there's a small metal guide here. You want to make sure that that is underneath the rail and the plastic guide is on top of the rail on the right. Just to make sure everything is lined up. And then you put your hold downs back down, back on the assembly. This is probably the most difficult part because you got to make sure that these hold downs snap in place. So it might take a little bit of force. Let's secure it with the number 0 screw. And do the same thing for the other side. Just like that. If the rails bind, you probably want to drop a little bit of 3-in-1 oil on at least this rail right here. Just a little bit, not too much. I think a drop or so would actually do it. But you don't want to put so much oil on it that the dust just attracts to it. And you might have to put some grease on this lead screw if there's no grease on it. So once that's done, you can just slap this back into the PS3 and do a smoke test, and hopefully it'll work for you.